Can we stop telling people, that's still your dad, that's still your mom, that's still your brother, that's still your cousin, that's still your sister? Toxic is toxic. You see, they say one of our deepest wounds are mostly inflicted by people closer to us, and that's family. You find that what they say affects us in one way or the other. That's mentally and emotionally. You were a cheerful kid, very talkative, up and about with life, but then you turned out to be so grumpy and rude. You are easily triggered, you're irritable. It's because of the surrounding that you grew up in. It made you a quieter individual. And the reasons why that happens is because the wounds these people inflicted on us hurt us. They killed our self-esteem. They killed our vibrancy. They killed our positivity to life. Yeah. And it's because we have within us toxic family members that cannot allow that they're toxic. And because they're family, as in family doesn't hurt, that's how it's been put, we just carry on with life as things are normal. But today we are just going to dive into those family toxic traits in the families that we come from that have greatly affected us mentally and emotionally. I don't know about your story, but I am sharing my story. Just keep it locked and let's dive in. First of all, family is family, but it's also non-supportive. You know how you can have something that you're chasing in life, or you've started a business, and of course you share within your family members, this is the business that I'm doing. You're posting, they're seeing your social media, but they're not liking, they're not commenting, they're not approving of your business. They're not even customers. Yeah, it happens in life. And you feel like the most help that you're getting, it's from strangers, friends are actually referring you to their friends or family members, but your family is MIA. And it gets me thinking, when we preached about charity begins at home, where are we putting this? How are we practicing charity begins at home when our colleagues, our friends, our relatives have families and we are not supporting? Where is the charity there? So these are some of the elements that we really, really need to unlearn and try to be supportive. Try to be supportive human beings, supportive individuals. Support your sister when they open up a shop. Post them, repost them, give them referrals, because that's the only way that you can embrace closeness amongst you. Family is family, but also hypocritical. Yes, I've said it. Have you ever come a situation, well, I don't know about you, but I've seen this a lot. We do not want to pinpoint the bad in the family. We say, ebyo munju biba bya munju. But again, we talk about that outside. I don't see how that works. When you have a toxic father or a mother or a sister or a brother, you can't talk bad. You cannot pinpoint their ways. It's bad. They will not take it lightly, as in you're supposed to protect their bad manners and just chill with them and be like, yeah, but they're toxic people. I mean, what's wrong with naming a spade. If it's a spade, it's a spade. You're toxic and you need to address certain manners. So it happens a lot, especially where I come from. As in, somebody is so bad, but you're supposed to protect them and not say anything bad about them because, yeah, they are family. And of course, we have to embrace their mannerisms because, yeah, we are family. But toxicity is toxicity. If somebody is bad, cut them off. Doesn't matter if they're brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, auntie, anywho. Toxicity is toxicity. And toxicity is bad to your mental health. Then family is family, but it's also not a safe haven. A month back, there is this gentleman that committed suicide. So sad. Still sad when I see that. On social media, people are saying a lot of things. What happened? Doesn't he have a family? First of all, when something bad happens, do you ever look for a family? Doesn't he have a family? In the whole family, didn't he have anybody to speak to? Hey, why would he do such an abomination? That's a shame to the family. But you find that within our spaces, our family spaces, you don't have a close circle. You feel that even when you're hurt and inflicted, it's safer for you to actually share with a friend, but not with family, because family will judge you. Family will laugh at you. There's a lot of competition happening in family that if you've not made it in life, you are a failure. Yes, it happens a lot. So you find that you are all alone and you're doing life alone. So if you're not friendly enough, well, life is just an empty bubble for you. But these are some of the challenges that we face because they say charity begins at home, but charity is not home. Yes. So you feel like it's you against the world. And people comment about all this. Why would you kill yourself? Why would you do such a thing? But because even when this person was inflicted, family was judging. Family. They can't even ask you how you are. Family is about give us updates on your achievements. Family is just trying to level you to their imagination, what they think you should be or where they think you should be. So those are some of the challenges that actually make us stray away from family and be on our own. Then family is family, but also makes us hurt. They disrespect us. They disrespect our feelings. They don't affirm us. You find that family members are entitled to disrespect you. Well, they can say anything negative about you and you're supposed to just smile and take it in and not retaliate because yes, it's family, they know you, they've seen you grow. And you're supposed to just embrace whatever comes from family. But where is that written? Because even in the Bible, it warns us about family betrayals. For those that happen to open their Bibles, you can just go ahead and read Jeremiah 12:6. It shows us how family will dismiss us, family will betray us. So some of these elements happen within us. And where we preach that it's family, where everything has to be discussed, handled, what, before you go back to the court. But we don't have that. We don't have a safe haven in the family. They disrespect you. They don't affirm you. They don't want you to be above them. You just be in the middle where they can just kick you in the box and then you just take it in. For example, I happened to do makeup one time, I think months back, and this lady was trying to affirm me in a positive way. And she was of course, hyping me, hyping my face, affirming my beauty. And if you know me well enough, I've suffered with acne for the longest time. So very many times when I do makeup, I'm trying to like cover those. I'm trying to cover acne. So this makeup had touched me very well. Everything was just blending in. And this person that I happened to be with, said, 𝑯𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈, oyinzolowoza toba toyina nambalabe. You see that comment? It's more like it's covered. It's a covered diss. I don't know if you relate. Like somebody's dissing you, but then they're just covering it up. And you're supposed to just smile and embrace it and just carry on with life. But it's a diss. So those are some of the not insults per se, but the disses that come from family. They just throw punchlines at you, and of course you're supposed to embrace and laugh, but that's negativity, and it's also toxicity. So if you are that relative that finds it appealing to just be negative all throughout your entire life, you find I don't even know how to term it. Like you find joy in being the negative one. I'm throwing all these punchlines at people because it hypes your ego. Well, I think you should find your healing. Then family is family, but also envious of you. Yep. We come from places where people do not want you to be above them. They just want you to be in the middle. Because even when you're at the bottom, it's still like it's words. Like they'll talk about the fact that you're a failure in life. And when you make it, they also talk about the fact that you think now you've made it and you're trying to floss around. Well, it comes from family first. Have you seen stories where people saying, family najivako, or I left the family alone, or I don't want to bond with family? And then we judge these people, not knowing that they have something behind their statements. And it's because family has made it in a way that, well, you must impress us first, or we should approve you before you go to the world. And you find that if you do not get approval from them, you're dismissed. So you tend to do away with things how you want to, and you tend to carry on with life how you want to and believe you could, because your family dismisses you, family does not approve, and you find that it's you against the world. So those are some of the challenges that we really need to think about, especially within family. I don't know where it's written that it's family where you have to suffer the more, but we should throw empathy and just embrace one another, whether people have made it or not yet. Then family is family, but also people that do not affirm us. I was watching something and this lady talks about how the mother was not there emotionally within her childhood or during her childhood. And the mother would say all sorts of things to her that made her lose her self-esteem. If I remember her words correctly, she said, my mother would comment about how dark my skin looked, and she would say that I am ugly. Those were her words. And this is a girl that has grown up. She's now mature. She has reached the age of course, adulthood, but still walks around with a low self-esteem because of the wounds inflicted by her own mother. So we have that happening a lot in our family, African family setup. The parents just gave us, they provided, but they did not emotionally avail themselves to us, and they did not positively affirm us. And this is a call to action to every person who is a parent and those that are planning to be parents. The words that you leave behind, even in your emotional states, they remain as wounds to your children. You might be so short-tempered, and then you just throw in a word, a big word, and you think it was just a moment you had and you're so pissed. But that word that you've said is going to leave a mark on your kid for the rest of their lives, and that's trauma. So anyway, I'm talking about how family does not affirm us. And another case, for instance, is me. When I decided to do a podcast, I was of course excited, and when the link came out, I shared within family, and I remember the first reaction from my cousin. She sent me laughing emojis. Because family does not believe that you can do what you want to do, or you can actually grow. They don't believe that, so they don't affirm you. And the most affirmation or words of encouragement I was getting truly were mostly from friends, going to the YouTube, commenting, subscribing, and family did not. Yeah, so it happens. It happened to me, and I believe it happens to you. But again, this is what happens within where we come from. So we don't get affirmed by our own, and it makes me sick. And this is something that family should embrace. Like, if you do not affirm your own, you are leaving them for the world. They are going to seek validation from outside because you did not instill this amongst them. Then the other thing about family and toxic traits, this falls onto our parents. They think when you grow up, you are responsible for their happiness. Yep, I've said it. You find that this kid comes from a home, more like a struggling home. Then they make it in life, and they have a lot of baggage from the parents, from the siblings. Like, there's a line of people that you have to cater for them to be like you. And when you make it, the parent feels like you've made it because they gave birth to you, not knowing that we don't choose our parents. They just gave birth to us. So we do not have the liberty to decide that I want to be born from this family, or I should have such and such a life. It's God's way that made us like that. But again, the parents inflict this of, if you do not take care of me well, I gave birth to you. It's your rights. I'm entitled to getting all the benefits from them. Of course, we cannot take away the privilege of them being our parents, but we are not meant to fill the gap they missed. We are not meant to reach or achieve their dreams. We are not meant to achieve their ambitions. If they failed in life, it's our it's our game. This is our platform to also like carry on with our ambitions and what we're supposed to be here for. So those parents that make or guilt trip kids into this element of, if I didn't give birth to you, you wouldn't have been what you are. It's not a crime. This kid did not ask you to give birth to them. You did. You took care of them. Now let them take care of themselves. Then family is family. But then also, these are people who silently compete with us. You grew up in a family setup, you have brothers and siblings or sisters, you're kids, you grow up to adulthood, but again there is that competition of gundi alina kino, gundi alina kino, nange lino bane kino, gundi yevuga, nange lino kwevuga. I don't know if it's just the African setup or if it happens in the Western world, but there is a lot of competition that happens within siblings. All of them want to be the head. All of them want to be noticed. All of them want to be approved. And I do not know where that comes from. And that creates hatred, that creates envy, that creates jealousness. And these are siblings. So you find you find a lot of those situations where siblings do not even talk to each other, or they're not even bonding just because of the other one is richer, this other one is doing low, this other one hasn't made it in life, so they cannot really have a seat at the table. And that's all toxicity. The other thing about family and their toxic ways is about triangulation. Now, I don't know, for those that know English, triangulation is a situation where if we're in a family and we have a mother, the mother creates drama around me and then they discuss those issues with my other siblings. So you find that they talk about you behind your back. And then it creates that rival between you and the sibling because, they've like ganged up about you and they talk this and this and this and this. And then for you to win back their love, you're supposed to like impress them or something. So that happens a lot in families. And that's all toxicity. So you grow up as adults and you find that you're not bonding with your sister because your mother created this rival between you two, or created this rival between you and your brothers, and it was because of the drama between you and your mother and your sister. So it's also a form of toxicity because family is supposed to family is supposed to be family. Family is supposed to affirm us. Family is supposed to love us. But you find that there is a lot of backbiting, there is a lot of hatred, and all because a certain mother or father practiced triangulation among their kids. One other last point is family is also family, but also people that drain us emotionally. With all the points I've highlighted, if you happen to be from those families or from one of those families, I want to assure you that toxicity is toxicity and deserves to be cut off. Whether it's within your family, whether it's within your mother, father, sibling, sister, cousin, auntie, you name it. Toxicity is not better than your mental health. Blood is thicker than water, but it's not thicker than love. Blood is thicker than water, but not thicker than your mental world state being. So cut everybody off. And if they do not respect your boundaries, do the highest point and practice no contacts. I don't know about where you come from, but boundaries and clear guidelines are elements for you to have a peaceful mental state. Thank you for watching. For those that have not yet subscribed, please click the link below and join the big family of being human. Till next time, ciao ciao. That if we preach the charity begins at home, where is charity? Oh God.